Get ready for a shark attack on the World Series of Bowling. They come from opposite sides of the globe, but Australian Jason Belmonte and Finland's Osku Palermaa are two of a kind. The two most successful two-handed bowlers in the world. Today, for the first time in PBA history, both of these two-handers have made it to a tournament final. The PBA Shark Championship. Two two-handers, but only one can survive to face #1 seed Dan McClellan. Are two hands better than one? The World Series of Bowling continues now on ESPN. Over 250 professional bowlers from 14 different countries, bowling on 5 different oil patterns, have invaded Las Vegas to be part of an event unlike any other in sports. The PBA World Series of Bowling. It's the ultimate test. 6 PBA Tour titles, all decided in a 5-man stepladder format, with an uninterrupted championship match each week. It all leads up to the main event, January's PBA World Championship, the first major of the season. It's the PBA versus the rest of the world. And it all continues now.
We welcome you to Show 5 of the season opening World Series of Bowling. 4 titles and 4 different winners here thus far at South Point Hotel and Casino. And today we will have our 5th different winner of the season. Happy holidays to all of you out there. Rob Stone, Randy Peterson here with you. And we have one last PBA present unwrapped under the tree for you. An interesting collection of talents here today, but it's highlighted by the first time in PBA history we have 2 two-handed bowlers on the show.
Well, you know, Rob, forever the rest of the world has been trying to emulate the power of the Americans. Well, there's 2 people that you're going to see today that have actually figured it out. They said, well, you know what? If we use 2 hands and we take our thumb out of the ball, we've got more power. And that's Australia's Jason Belmonte and Osku Palermaa from Finland. And today you're going to see all their power on display.
Those 2 kind of changing the face of international bowling. We'll talk more about that through the broadcast. For the second consecutive week, Canadian Dan McClellan makes the show, this time though as the #1 seed. Our first match though has some familiar feel to it on many accounts. Mike Fagan, Jason Belmonte, fast friends and road roomies. We bring in Kimberly Pressler now, who's standing by with both of them.
Well, Mike, Jason, I know that you guys are really good friends. You're even sharing a house here in Vegas with Bill O'Neill, another good friend and bowler. Mike, what was it like at the breakfast table this morning, knowing you guys were going to go head-to-head today?
Well, Kimberly, everything would have been fine, except Belmo burnt the eggs again. So, you know, that kind of ruined breakfast. But, no, seriously, we're just, you know, we're good friends till the end. And, you know, we're out here to compete. But when it's off the lanes, we're best of friends.
And Jason, I know that you won your first tour title against Mike, your friend. What's it like to play against and beat your friend?
Look, I think at the end of the day, you never really do want to play against your mates because you don't like to beat one of your mates. But Michael right now isn't my mate. And he has to bowl a really good game because I'm going to try and beat him. But you know what? At the end of this, no matter what the outcome is, I'm going to give him a hug and a kiss, and we're going to go for a drink afterwards, and we'll celebrate.
All right. Well, good luck to both of you. Rob, back to you.
All right, Kimberly, we take a look at the 4 previous winners here at the World Series of Bowling: McCune, O'Neill, Norton, and then last week, Young Jin Koo from South Korea with the dramatic win for the lefty. Time now for the introductions for match #1.
The #4 player owns a PBA Tour title and a PBA Rookie of the Year award representing Australia. Belmo, Jason Belmonte.
Belmo finished 3rd last week at the Scorpion Championship. Ran into the buzzsaw that was Young Jin Koo last week.
Or as you like to refer to him, Dr. Koo.
I can't get enough of Dr. Koo, I'll be honest. Strong start.
Sorry, mate.
The #5 qualifier owns a pair of PBA Tour titles from Patchogue, New York. The Argyle Assassin and King of Swing, Mike Fagan.
The Argyle Assassin. earning a twist of the neck by Mike Fagan, or as his buddy Jason likes to refer to him, Nick. Belmo has nicknames for all of his buddies, but no one else uses them besides Jason. So here is Fagan, his first effort today. Strong start from both of the buddies. Take a look at the arsenal today for Mike Fagan.
She's using a 715 tee on the left lane and a 505 tee on the right lane.
Fagan had a big run in match play, went 7-2 to climb 10 spots all the way up to number 5.
Yeah, and it really came down to position round where he needed 2 strikes in the 10th frame to stay ahead of Walter Ray Williams Jr. He got both strikes and edged out Walter Ray Williams Jr. by 4 pins.
Here's your 4 seed. One of 2 two-handed bowlers on today's show, Jason Belmonte from Orange, New South Wales, Australia. And Belmo, who finished second last season in the Scorpion Show, with back-to-back opening jacks.
You're going to see the deep inside part of the lane, and he's already laying that ball down on about the 32nd board. Now, when these big boomers run out of lane, they just take to the air. I'll explain more later.
Nice tease. Nothing but strikes thus far. Through the course of the World Series of Bowling, Randy, we've had a lot of I did not know that moments in regards to our PBA stars. When we return, we'll have one involving Mike Fagan.
Can't wait.
The World Series of Bowling on ESPN is brought to you by GEICO. 15 minutes could save you 15% on car insurance. Ebonite, bowl to win. By USBC and its 2 million members. To find out more about USBC, log on to bowl.com today. And by the makers of One-A-Day Men's 50-Plus Advantage, the multivitamin with more of what matters. And welcome back to Las Vegas and our continuing coverage of the 2010 PBA World Series of Bowling. Time now for the Lumber Liquidators Know the Wood segment with Randy.
The shark oil pattern is the longest of the named animal patterns at 43 feet in length. And there's really only one way to play this oil pattern, and that's from the extreme deep inside part of the lane. And anytime you create that much angle, it's always a huge advantage to have power. That's why on today's telecast, we have an overabundance of power players. But pay close attention to this outside part of the lane where you see this deep dark blue color. Remember, the dark blue represents a heavy concentration of oil. If the players get their bowling ball in this area here down the lane, that ball has no chance of getting back to the pocket, and the players will be swimming with the sharks.
Thank you, Randall. Here's Michael Fagan, his effort in the third on that right lane. Perfect pocket presence there. And in the fourth, leaves a little loose change. Jason Belmonte, what a wonderful start for him here, Randy.
Yep, he's perfect after 3, 4th frame here. Just shreds the rack, all that power and speed. Working to his advantage. 4 in a row now, working on a Robstone ham bone. Makes it 5.
A perfect start for Belmo here, and he leads Michael Fagan by 21.
Good look at that Sarge Easter grip, full fingertip in the middle finger. Conventional on the ring finger to cut down revolutions. There's that nice loose arm swing. See how the swing bumps out just a little bit to the right, tucks it back underneath that shoulder. Looking for the trip 4, but denied.
So back-to-back spares for the Long Island native who is picking up a new hobby. Tickling the ivory is Mike Fagan.
When it's time to worry about bowling, I do. But when it's time to get away from bowling, you know, I like to have an outlet. This year is actually a new outlet, but I really took up playing the piano when I was a kid. I played, and I kind of stopped when I was like, when I really started focusing on bowling. I quit the piano, stopped getting lessons and everything when I was like 13. And, you know, just something kind of keeps me occupied, and it's a lot of fun for me. I just love learning new songs and things like that, so.
Did you ever play the piano?
I dabbled.
Dabbled?
Yeah.
I used to have the Peanuts piano music list, you know, with Snoopy and Woodstock.
I don't know what
That's what I would play.
I don't know what the song's called, but one of the Peanut songs is one of my all-time favorites.
Back on the strike train is Mike Fagan. Needed that after back-to-back spares. Jason beat Fagan 215-210 for his first and only title back in late March of 2009. And an opening six-pack for Belmo.
Now take a look at how far left Jason Belmonte is playing the lanes. As the day moves forward, you're going to see players starting to loft because they are running out of lane. So in order to keep the ball on the lane, they're going to have to get it airborne to delay that hook and create even more angle for him. As you take a look at his arsenal using a not so aggressive tropical heat.
Double wood.
Just a little firm on that shot, Rod. You see all the classic power players drift to the left to get out of the way of their swing so they can feed the ball to the right. That one just had a little bit too much velocity.
And we've seen through the course of the World Series of Bowling, that spare conversion not always picked up.
Yeah, and if it wasn't for all the power that Jason Belmonte has and that extremely high rev rate, he wouldn't have covered both pins. I gotta tell you though, I love watching Michael Fagan bowl. I just love that high backswing, that real loose wrist at the bottom of the swing, and how he rolls that wrist up underneath the bowling ball and creates all that power.
Like our #1 seed does as well.
Dan McClellan, sure, big, high, straight, vertical backswing.
A double for Fagan and his 5th of this match.
Real long swing. Notice how low the bowling ball got to the floor. And then there's the bent elbow. That real soft grip pressure that allows that wrist to hinge and unhinge right at the release point. Just a pinch too much bite in the back part of the lane causes that ball to flip a little more than Michael Fagan wanted. And no trip 4.
Won his first title in a doubles event. And then last season won the one-a-day Dick Weber Open, beating Walter Ray Williams Jr. That one in late January of 2010. So Fagan takes the seat. And up comes Jason Belmonte, working off his first and only spare of the day. Take a look at the other finishers here at the GEICO Shark Championship. Walter Ray in 6th. Here's Belmo, another strike. Jason, what adjustment did you make after that spare?
The left flame for me is playing a little tighter. I think maybe for both of us. That's why Michael's using 2 bowling balls. So Just got to make sure that I don't leak it right, stay aggressive with it, and the ball should do the rest.
On that right lane, how much room do you have on your approach, kind of working your way around the ball return?
Well, I'm a bit worried about when I reach the title match, let's put it that way. I'm standing in the fairway left now, so I'm pretty sure as the games go on, you're going to see a few guys start to get a little airtime with the ball over the gutter.
Like the confidence. Thanks for your time, Jason.
Thanks, mate.
We saw Michael Fagan earlier this week do some hardcore lofting. YouTube saw it as well.
Remember, he said he didn't want to leak it too far to the right on this left lane, but he's so far to the inside, he still has to create angle right. A little too far to the right's no good, and a little too straight up the lane is no good. And that's what I was afraid of.
Yep,
he said, I don't want to leak it right. I'm thinking, okay, he's going to try to go too straight and too direct. And that's exactly what happened. Now, he avoids the huge split. He still has a max 258 possible. The best Michael Fagan can shoot 247.
Flawless with single spare conversions this week. Here's his first of match number 1. Second spare of the match for Belmo. Takes a seat, and his good buddy Michael Fagan steps up for his 9th frame effort. Fagan started off the match with an opening 3-bagger, dropped 2 9 spares, got back on the strike train with a double, and now working off a 9 spare here as we get ready for his foundation frame effort. Strike here would be mammoth for Fagan's cause.
That's wide.
Little wide right. Jesus Christ.
Well, and in my opinion, the only chance that Michael Fagan had to win would have been to strike out in the 9th and 10th frame and get into the 240s. That ball goes wide, leaving the 2-5, and now his chances are slim and none. He's going to now have to convert here, strike out, and hope for a Jason Belmonte open frame in the 10th.
So there's the conversion. And now the heavy lifting. Two strikes and 2 spares on this left lane thus far.
Oh, nice shot.
Misses wide on the right lane, follows it up with a pull shot on the left. And Jason Belmonte just needs to stay behind the foul line and keep it on the lane, and he is going to move on.
Sixth and final strike of the afternoon for Fagan. He's in the books with a 223.
Just 3 pins. For Jason Belmonte.
And that's all she wrote. So Belmo's quest for a second Lumber Liquidators PBA Tour title is still alive, and it was a storybook season last year around for Tom Smallwood. Can he repeat his success this time around? Smallwood goes for his first title of the season when we return.